Today, I want to talk to people who are new at their jobs. Maybe it's your first job, maybe you're changing jobs. And what I want to talk about, things that seem like it would be rude to do at work, but you should do it anyway. A lot of people, when they get their first job or just change their jobs, are very timid about speaking up. They don't want to mention things, they don't want to be bothered, they're just happy to be working. But there are a few things that I personally got screwed in when I had similar attitude in the past. And that's why I want to talk about it today, so you don't get screwed over. And the first thing I want to mention is monitoring your paycheck and bringing up whenever any problems show up. Now, I know it seems kind of obvious, but a lot of people aren't going to say something unless there's something looks completely off, oh, I didn't get paid this week or something like that. And it's especially true for people who work hourly. They may have different number of hours, different days, and sometimes they're not even monitoring how many hours they worked one day. And whenever HR or payroll people make a mistake, they don't notice it. Over the years working in lead support, I worked with very talented people. However, people who run HR or payroll, well, they haven't been in that category, unfortunately. Some were, but most of the people were barely just trying to get through their day, and they would put, half-assed effort at best. And because of that, at number of jobs I worked at, there were mistakes in my paychecks. And there is one story that comes to mind. I used to work at this company where we had very interesting incentives. Anytime a job comes in, the boss would be like, hey, if you stay late, you get hour and a half after 5 p.m. If you come in on the weekend, it's double time on Saturday, triple time on Sunday, things like that. And I was hourly, and I would always be up for those opportunities. So I would, try to stay late, do whatever, so I could get that bonus structure, get extra money. And there is this girl that used to work in the company. She would basically do the same. Her hours would almost exactly mirror my hours. However, I was never a person who would check every hour and see what's happening, but she was. And whenever she would find a mistake in her paycheck, she would tell me and a few other people, and we'll all start going through our numbers, and yes, the mistake was made for pretty much everybody. And these mistakes were pretty terrible. Like example, one Friday, our boss said, hey, anyone who works after 5 p.m. gets double time for the rest of the day. So we work until 10 p.m. or something like that. We're all happy. But on the paycheck, when we look at it, well, it seems all right. But that girl, she figured out that the payroll person screwed up. They didn't pay us for the Friday between 9 to 5, and they only paid us double time 5 p.m. into the evening. Now, it's so hard to figure these things out, but if you're not obsessed over it and you're not checking over it, you're gonna miss it. And the point is, it is okay to do so, and it is okay to bring up that as soon as you see it. You should not have any mistakes on your paychecks. And I don't want to say that all the people who do payroll or in HR are incompetent. There are plenty of people I worked with who are very responsible, very accurate, and it was a pleasure to work with. But unfortunately, a lot of people that I did just were not that. And because of that, you should be checking your stuff yourself. The next thing you shouldn't be afraid to speak up is about benefits you're entitled to. So your medical insurance, your 401k, whatever incentives your employer has, you should speak up, and you should know when those benefits are available to you. Again, speaking from experience, one of the jobs, I didn't ask when the enrollment into one of the programs starts, and I was expecting the HR to let me know, which is what happened at all my other jobs. But during employment at one particular place, they just didn't tell me. So I missed my sign-up window to sign up for a particular program. Now, I did get my boss in there and said hey, we got to work this out. This is not cool, And here, they acknowledged they should have let me know and all that. So we worked something out that was favorable to me. The one thing you don't want to do is start annoying your boss on your first day and asking all these questions right away. But if you can ask him hey, who's the HR person? Who do I speak to about these benefits, this and this? And they may give you a contact email. And you need to make sure you start that conversation, that you know what you're eligible for, when the sign-up periods are, how much you can contribute to 401k. All these things need to be asked, and you need to know. It's in your interest to know, and unfortunately, no one's going to do it for you. No one's going to be looking out in your best interests except yourself. And the third thing that is not rude to ask at work is respect. Now, we're all working lit support, maybe you're watching you working somewhere else, but in lit support, everything's a rush. And I know how quickly employers can just stop dumping work on you. We gotta do this, we gotta do that. How are you doing with this production? Did you prepare this for print? Did you do this? You need to get this done quickly, you need to get that done quickly. And it just kind of all comes together. People get completely destroyed with the workload. And it is okay to ask for respect. If you ever get into that situation, it is not rude to say, okay, wait, let's stop for a second. Let's regroup. Let's figure out priority for different jobs. Let me write them all down. I will get to all of them in time, but I need to know which job I'm working on first, which one second, which one third. Let's plan that out. Let's see what can be done. Let's see what I can transition to someone else because maybe it's a fifth or sixth priority. Just saying, stop, I need time to work on this. Please, let's figure out priority and work with your manager to figure that out. Again, you're not pushing back. You're not saying you're not gonna do something. You say, I will get to everything you need me to get to, but please, let's prioritize. Now, I know in lit support, we usually work on multiple things at the same time. And like I said, things are a rush, but sometimes you have to focus on one thing. Let's say there was a mistake in production. You're trying to figure out where that mistake is. You're trying to fix something. You have to say, okay, everybody stop. I need to focus on this one specific problem and I need to figure it out. Everyone, please hold your requests. I need to fix this thing right here. If you don't want me to fix it, I can do something else. But if I'm going to work on this specific task, I need everyone to stop talking to me so that I can actually do it. And it doesn't have to be fixed in production. There are other types of tasks that require 100% focus so that you don't screw something up. So that's my short list of things that seems like it would be rude to do at work, but it totally isn't. Let me know if you have any more tips. Put them on the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you on another video.